In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, as the Republic of Intellect. The real 144,000 that's being gathered in this day and time, the mentalists. Exactly. I mean, to all of my mentalist brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Intellect, and to all future mentalists who have yet to find their way home to the Republic of Intellect, which is Amen's community. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in Amenic language by saying to you, Menzeka Aminun. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing why money equals material in the three-dimensional world and transfers into fourth dimension. And transfers in the fourth dimension. It equals material in the three-dimensional world and transfer in the fourth. What do I mean by that? What I mean is black people still view money as a form to buy or trade material for. This is what they view it for. Nothing else. Just to buy and store and hoard material. This is what the only idea of money is about for black people. Two-dimensional. You see something, you got the money for it, you buy it, clothes, food, jewelry, whatever, consume. Three-dimensional. When they think money, they think material. What can I buy? First thing, they think about what they're going to blow their paycheck off on. Right? Ain't that what they do? Oh, I can't wait to catch this sale. I can't wait to buy this. I can't wait to buy that. Material. And most people do that too. You know, I'm not going to just say black people, but most people in this society do that. The majority of people do that. They are trained to be two-dimensional. But certain ones in the three-dimensional, low three-dimensional level, they are pretty much the same. Though, you know, with each level, there is, you know, a little bit different things added to it. But the three-dimensional and the two-dimensional mindset of materialism and money is not that much different. It's not. Right? The person who's at the lower three-dimensional level may think about maybe saving money, things like that. Like to save money. Right? But when you start to gather money in abundance, something should start to happen to you. When you start to gather money in abundance, if you should so happen to hit the lottery, do something smart in your life, you come across some inheritance, or you just work hard and you accumulate a lot of money, but usually to accumulate a lot of money, something like that has to happen. Either you have to think of an idea to make money, somebody's inheritance done, you know, so you got mentioned in somebody's inheritance, some family member that had money, or, you know, you hit the lottery, something like that. A windfall would have to happen. 9 times out of 10 for you to get that money accumulated into one pool or stream of revenue, right? So now, you got all this money here in front of you. Let's just say it's $1 million, right? And with the black mind that you have, with the two-dimensional minds you have, already you're going to start thinking about what you can buy. What material can you acquire? What can you accumulate? That's what you're going to start thinking automatically as black people, two-dimensional people. And, you know, a lot of these other races of people. But theirs is a little bit on another level. The next level, the three-dimensional, that's the two-dimensional level of thinking. What am I going to buy? What can I buy for my kids, my house, my clothes, my home? How many sneakers to pay them? I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy this. My consume. The people in the other races, they are in the third dimension, on the bottom of the third dimension, because they will tend to do a little more. Though their mindset is still material, but they'll do a little bit more. They'll tend to spread it out a little bit amongst their family. They might think about, you know, doing a family type of structure, something like that, something to pool money together or try to do a business. They may think like that on that level, a family business or, you know, something of that nature, you know, or save some of it. You know, those are the two elements that you definitely missing with black people. They ain't thinking about too much about, I mean, you got some who are, but not too much thinking about saving no money and not too much, damn sure ain't too much about spreading that out and doing something collectively with family. So that's what's missing. That's the difference between two-dimensional and the three-dimensional. Both are material in thought because their mindset is just to get material and this, that, and the third, and that's it. Just to get things, buy stuff, consume. That's why you got so many consumers. This is why you have so many consumers, because their mindset is to consume, and you have so many companies that are waiting to take your money. Why do you think all of these companies were created to take your money? Why do you think that's so? What is the symbol of the dollar sign? It is actually the symbol of a serpent. That is the symbol of the dollar sign. Why is it the S symbol, which is really the symbol of the serpent? Why is that? Answer: because the way in which money truly moves. The way money truly moves for those who control it is in a zigzag formation. Right? A transformation of power mentally in the people, what it promotes in the people. The money is constantly moving. The money is put in your mind to keep it moving. To keep it moving. That's why you are consumers. You have to keep the money moving. They put it in your mind to keep it moving. But the people who put it in your mind to keep it moving are the people that are regulating material. These are the people who are regulating the flow of this material. And they're putting themselves, their people, in a position to create or product that you can consume. Because when those people get to the third dimension and start reaching into the fourth dimensional level of transfer, they're no longer concerned about just material. They now see money and the ability to accumulate money if they come to that level in a form of transfer. Meaning they find value not in material, they find value in the transfer of money, what they can do with it to bring people in alignment with an idea, with a goal, with a purpose, to unify people. You see, that's when it transfers into power. Because now you're not just thinking about yourself as an individual. You're thinking about a collective group of people coming into alignment to use this paper, which is nothing but paper, as a way to transform it or transfer it into power. Because now you're moving people around, you're giving people new ideas, you're creating new streams of revenue. Streams. Notice they use that string, streams of revenue. Revenue is another way of saying currency. All dealing with motion and movement. The money must keep moving into as many hands as possible and changing as many lives as possible. See, black people don't think like that. All they think about is their temporary enjoyment with the money. They never raise to the level mentally of what money is really supposed to evolve into. Because once you buy everything, once you done bought all these sneakers, shoes, boots, clothes, whatever you want to buy, you done balled out, you done did all the stuff you want to do, after a while, it just becomes, how I want to say, it becomes mundane. It becomes pretty mundane. There's nothing wrong with liking nice things, but can you imagine people who just live every day? They got $2, $3, $4, $50 million. It don't matter, and they live every day just to buy things, to material, just to spend money on material. Can you imagine people like that? Well, that's your black race. Because if they had millions of dollars, you already know they'd be shopping every damn day. They'd be in the markets every damn day. They would be buying out everything every damn day, even things they don't need. Consuming. So now the market has to be replenished every time these people are buying out. The market has to be replenished. You see? Prices go up. You have to slow down the spending amongst the people. See? Because you got a class of people, all they want to do is spend money. That's all they want to do. They want to consume. That's it. They just want to consume. But those who are evolving on a whole different level beyond that, who's starting to see money coming in regularly, you know, and it don't even have to mean a lot of money. It don't even have to be a lot of money. You get people that get millions and millions of dollars, and they still don't come to this level of thinking when it comes to money, how it's supposed to transfer into power, not just keep buying material, not to keep buying material, but it doesn't transfer into power. Like, what can I do to empower my people with this? What can I do to empower us with this? What can I do? And I'm not talking about giving people things and buy. Because a lot of you simple-minded people will sit up there and say, oh, well, maybe you could buy a building. Maybe you could do give away some food, or give away some this, or give away some. No, ain't no giveaways. No. I said, what can I do to empower my people? Not make them dependent. What can I do? What can I do to utilize this paper, so-called currency, and transfer it and turn it into a transfer of power? I can create comic book lines, epic book lines, women's magazines, right? New music, communities. Inspire people to do more. Pay people on my payroll to do the artwork, to do the promotion, right? To do administrative work. So now I transferred that money into power because I'm changing people's lives, emotions, and movement, and getting them to work toward a single goal, which is to ultimately empower all of us, because what I'm doing in whatever business I'm doing it in is going to touch our people everywhere. That's how the mind of a man works who is now thinking of transferring money into power in the fourth dimensional mindset. His mindset is to get everybody up and moving. That's the mindset. To get everybody up and moving within this community. To empower us all over time. That's the mindset. That's what a real community is. That's when communication really starts to happen, when we all on one level, when we are being channeled to work in alignment for one's good, for our good, ultimately. So when you see people say, you know, like, if you see me and I said we dealing with things, that we're going to deal with intellectual property, right? And I'm like, okay, we dealing with intellectual property, you know, anything from music to film to clothing, whatever we're dealing with, things, you know, epic books and whatnot, magazines, you know, intellectual property. We dealing with that. We going into that. That's going to touch people. When people hear that music, when people see those magazines, when people, even the people I'm inspiring to go out and write children's books, that's all with the inspiration of what this money has done. Coming in, channeled in from members, channeling in money to go back out in forms of power to benefit them and others who are going to become a part of one body. That's how you build a community. That's how you build a community. You take that, a real community leader takes that money, whatever's being collected, and starts to transfer it gradually into power, into motion, into movement. I'm saying the power is not in the money, because remember, that power's already been transferred. The power is not in the paper dollar or the currency. I'm talking about motion, movement, and things have been started. Because let's just say, okay, we done transferred, we done took the money, we transferred it into power. We may not touch that money again. It may just be money on a damn computer screen. But damn it, we can get it when we want to. We can transfer things we want to. We done started whole movements and careers and people in motion working toward a singular goal, which is to produce better images of ourselves, to produce better sounds from ourselves. You see? And that inspires people. That's how you raise a people mentally. See, that is an ongoing and continuous process. That's what I do with y'all money. That's an ongoing and continuous process. Intellectual property, intellectually change the minds of our people over time continuously. But see, to a black person who does not understand the goal, and see, and let me go, before I even go into that, how do you think an Illuminati got started? How do you think all of these businesses got started? It didn't get started because these men were chasing money. It didn't get started because of that. It got started because they wanted to put their people in power, in positions of power. And they knew the only way to do that is to work as a unimental force and use monetary or use money to put themselves in their seat of power. They wasn't crazy about the money. They wasn't out here balling out. Yeah, they had nice things and all this other stuff. They had beautiful mansions and houses and all this other stuff. But you could tell that's not what drove them. That's not what drove them. What drove them is putting themselves and their people in a position of power, and they manipulated money to do that. Money was just a means to an end. That's why they did that. That's why I do what I do. Part of it as far as money goes. That's my thinking. That has always been my thinking. You empower people. You transfer that money into the lives of people, and that money and that wealth always going to continue. You see, making money is easy. Creating wealth is something else because people don't understand what wealth really is. Wealth is building a machine that constantly keeps money coming and also keeps people in motion. A machine that will continuously produce whatever goes on, whatever happens, it's going to continue to produce. See, when black people get money, they always make sure they got to go get a job somewhere, like Oprah Winfrey, who considered to be a billionaire, yet she's still working. You see? Or these basketball players who are millionaires, yet these guys end up broke after they're no longer playing because, see, in their mind, all that money that got accumulated, they never thought to say, how do I transfer this into power? How do I get people moving? How do I bring this money back and whatnot and keep it moving and keep people moving, keep people in motion, thus creating a corporation or a cooperation of people who are on the same mind frame, and that causes an evolution because you're touching the minds of these people moving forward by what you have gathered. You see? You ain't got to give nobody no damn handout. You ain't got to listen to nobody hand out, hand up. You ain't got to do that. We all one. We moving together. And I'm talking about in community. I'm not talking about, this black, we all black out here. No, all black out here don't mean nothing to me. I'm talking about community. All that has to be done in community. Collect money and a massive number only benefits over time the community. If you're dealing with community-minded people, if you're dealing with black people who have an individualistic mind, then money will always remain as material to you. Money will always remain as material. Money will always remain as something to be thrown away or nonsense. Like this guy Corey Holcomb, the comedian. Now here it is. He talking about. Now he's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I like Corey Holcomb. He's a good comedian. Excellent comedian. But he was. I was watching this show the other night, and he was talking about how he messed up because of the COVID-19 thing, because he can't go on tour, and because the clubs are closed. That's how he makes his money. He goes out, travels the country. He got an agent, and the agent, books him in the comedy clubs, and that's how he makes money. And he's well paid, right? And all that time, he talking about, I done effed off money. I effed off $7,000 on this kind of Louis Vuitton bag. I effed off money on this kind of bag. I got all kinds of bags worth $10,000 in my house, and this and the third, right? So, it was a guy who he had a problem with. He wanted to buy bags from this guy's company, and the guy didn't want to give him a hookup because the bags are really nice bags and expensive. He didn't want to pay full price. And he said, well, the reason why he didn't want to pay full price is because we both black, and I shouldn't have to pay full price. Nigga, you know I ain't gonna give you the whole thing, nigga. That's what he said. But he was proudly bragging about how much money he spent on Louis Vuitton and Gucci bags. That's why he looked at another so-called black man, right? I'm just using this as an example. I don't care about none of this nonsense, but I'm just showing you the mindset of a black person. His mindset when it comes to other people is to break himself and turn his money into material. But when it comes to his own people, so-called black people, where he needed to turn that money into or transfer it into something that would empower that company or that black company that's trying to compete in a luxury handbag business. He was like, hell no, nigga, I ain't paying you at full price. And he refused to buy it because he couldn't get a hookup. Then he talking crap about the dude. But that's the mindset of a black person. Then he'll turn around and talk about, yeah, these crackers out here and these crackers and white supremacy and this crack. But you just look at what you just said. When you had the chance to empower another so-called black man, try to put his handbag company in that line with, because you admitted it was nice handbags, nice wallets and stuff you didn't want to pay because it was a so-called black man. You see, you a nigger. And that's the majority of you so-called black people. When it comes to money, y'all niggas. Because all you ever going to see is money that is going to transfer, that's going to become material. All you ever, money to you will always equal material. That's why you will always remain niggas. This is why you can't give black people no goddamn reparations. You guys, I don't care, you Black Authority, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, you guys keep talking about giving black people reparations. You cannot give reparations to people that see money that see money as material, where money in their mind equals material. Are you out of your goddamn minds? You can't give black people no money. You can't give niggas money. You cannot. Do you see what they do with money? You do not give niggas money. You give them rations of money. You understand that? You give them rations. You ration niggas out money. Because you see what they do with it when they got a little bit of money. They going right to the nigga woman got maybe $500-600 on her job. She going right to the nail place, the hair place, to throw away her money on fake hair and plastic nails. That's about $200. You understand that? That's what she want to do. Mess up, buy half of, if she got some kids, buy some crappy food, buy crappy food at the damn supermarket, so she could put food into their stomachs, so it'd be the worst kind of food, because she ain't gonna let her nail and her hair budget get messed with. You understand that? Because money to her equals material. It equals material. She don't see it, or they don't see it as a way to empower the collective body, the group. That's where the word corporation or cooperation comes in at. You see? That's what that comes in from. That's why the white man is in power, or he's in power, because as soon as they hit this continent, as soon as they came together, they was already mapping out how they're going to set this up, how they're going to do this, how they're going to set this up, and how they're going to do that. They was already getting a system going, man. They was already getting a system going. And a system involves cooperation, a.k.a. corporations working in unison, people working in unison together. See, that's what that involves. When people don't abide by that, when people don't move by that code of conduct, then guess what? Money's just material. Then that means you can't trust nobody no more. And that means that you got people, like I said, let's just say this government, they got paid federal people, paid, federal police, paid this, paid that. Now, these people are paid a salary, right? Let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. These people are paid salaries by the federal government, right, to have the jobs and whatnot. They get their salaries, right? Now, what if money was just material in their mind and in the structure? Then they could just sell out or sell secrets or do what some of them do. They could just sell out for the highest bidder. So anybody could offer somebody $1 million and disrupt the country, disrupt everything in the right politician, they ain't going to do that. Because, see, it's not about money with them. I mean, some of them, they'll try, you could do that with, but they only going to go but so far. But what I'm trying to get across to you that the money does not equal materialism with them. And their life and how they live, the people who are in charge, money is transfer. Money is transfer, meaning the transference of power. You see, money is the transference of power in their mind. Because they know when they got the system up and going and they setting up a business, they gonna employ a bunch of white people. They gonna employ a bunch of more white people. White people gonna be in charge. They'll even employ some black people on a certain point. They'll put all these people in jobs and positions in the company, put them in positions, and you feeding their families, and by what you doing with the money, you transferring it into power because you are creating movement, you are creating a flow of motion with these people, based off an idea you had, based off of what you chose to use your money for, which was to transfer it into something more than just material. See, that's how great leaders think. That's how the most honorable Elijah Muhammad thought. You see, that's why the Nation of Islam was so great under him. That's why he had so many businesses and things like that, because he transferred his money, the nation's money, which was being pulled him into that business at that time. Now, that was good for that time. That was good for that time. The businesses in the so-called black neighborhoods, the businesses in the black community, all that was good for the time. Certain things change when the community ain't black no more, when the people are not together mentally anymore. Not that they ever really, really was, but it was a time where they were more cohesive than now. When all that starts to occur, when all that starts to change, and everybody has this, so-called black people have this, we all in this together, this more global, humanistic approach where we all in this together, black, white, and all this other stuff. The thoughts that the messenger had of businesses and things like that on the physical level, like that, food and laundry, things like that, mom and pop stores and things like that, they don't really transfer no more. They don't transfer no more. So now, where I'm at, and I say, you know what? The mindset has to be more toward intellectual property, toward publications, magazines, epic books, things like that. Publishing, music, all this stuff. Film, things like that. We don't need the mom and pop stores no more. All right? But that's good for those who are doing it. That's good for those who are doing it. I applaud them. But we're going to require more. At least in what we're doing. Like I said, my people that want to do that, I got no problem with that. But know it for what it is. That you made the effort to take money and transfer it into something greater than just material. You turn that money into ideas. You turn that money into ideas. You turned it into ideas for people to do greater, to do better. That's what you did. You turned it into ideas for people to do better and to do greater. That's what you did. You inspired people. You see. You put people in motion. The messenger could have sat on all that money he was getting from people donating money or just, giving money to the nation, paying their dues, tithes, whatever you call it. It's all the same thing. Dues, tithes, taxes, it's all the same thing. You pay into the hornet's nest. I want to say you pay into the beehive. You pay into the beehive. You pay into the community as part of the community. And what comes back is mental cooperation, business cooperation, things that will benefit everyone over time. You see, things that will benefit people over time where the community will take care of you. You take care of the community is going to take care of you. But you got to make sure you always got the right community leader. You got to make sure you don't have a nigga who still see money as material. You see, like certain people. Jesus is the key. You see, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Certain people that still here it is. They elderly. They up in their damn 80s. Certain leaders that been talking too long. They still see money as material. When you came from a man who showed you money's supposed to be used as a transfer to something greater, to unify the people, not just to enrich your damn self, not to just enrich yourself, to get rich off the damn people. Okay, I get it. You got to take care of your family. Okay, that's fine. And you can still live nice. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're going to tell me that in all this time you've been standing up there, you have not found a way to transfer that money into power for your people? So much you could have did. So much. Not even having to give to people, just starting certain things, and you having the money to do it. You see? Floyd Mayweather, perfect example. That's a nigga who obviously has not learned how to turn money from material into transfer of power. You see him like he employed some of his people and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But you spend more time showing off cars and bags and things like that. Shouldn't all that money it should be a Mayweather corporation? I mean, we're all, producing things. Even if you producing boxing gloves. Nigga, why ain't you producing boxing gloves? You understand that? Where's the Mayweather boxing gloves? The headgear. Nigga, you could produce boxing equipment. The Mayweather bags. It could be money bag. It could be a damn money bag. Mouth guards, exactly. And how many people can you put to work selling at your own kind? You understand that? Training facilities, everything. You a world champion. That's where your money should be going. You see? And putting your people on in those positions and whatnot to manufacture them and whatnot and deal with the people. No, but you want to give your money to Bugatti. You want to give $1 million to Bugatti. You see? I mean, I could see you driving those cars. If they was giving them to you and you was flashing them, I could see you doing that, because by you showing off the cars, you giving the cars free advertising. They got to not only give me a car, but they got to pay me to advertise and say I drive one of them. Because I'm gonna put that money into the Mayweather boxing, boxing. Or something. Like I said, I'm gonna produce something. I'm gonna do the stylish footwear for the boxers to wear. The stylish footwear, Mayweather boots, boxing boots. All kind of stuff. Heavy bags, Mayweather bags, with money on it. Exactly. So many people you could have see again. That's the type of moves you make when you got money like that, and you are a top boxer. You went out. That's what you were supposed to really start doing it. Now you're going to basically fade into obscurity after a while. You ain't got your money. You ain't boxing no more. You supposed to have been doing that when the iron was hot, striking, getting bags made, getting them speed bags made, getting the damn heavy bags made, getting all that made, man. And selling them overseas. If whatever you ain't making in America, you're going to make plenty of money in America. You're going to be selling them overseas, Mayweather gyms and whatnot. Like I said, that market is endless, man. And you're an international name. But that's see, again, that just goes to show you, perfect example of the accumulation of money in the minds of a black person, a two-dimensional person. It will always be slow. It will always be slow, and they will always do nothing but throw it away on material nonsense. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do. You see? Maybe somebody in his family might hear this broadcast and may tell him, "Hey Floyd, maybe we should make some boxing bags and some boxing gear and stuff like that, and some MMA gear while we at it, some Mayweather MMA gear. Maybe we should do that, Floyd, and get the family, let the family Mayweather name, seeing that all you niggas who box in the Mayweather family, from his uncle to his father, nigga, you got a tradition, a generation of boxing. So why the hell wouldn't you make boxing equipment? Your father was a boxer. Your uncle was boxing. Your father fought Sugar Ray Leonard. You niggas a generation of boxers. When they say Mayweather, they should be looking at y'all and the boxing equipment. But see, that's what happens with money. When you want to buy 10 million cars for $1 million. That's what happens when you want to buy 10 cars for $1 million a piece. You know. Stuff like that. So, and what you should have did, just to give it an extra push, you should have made sure the colors of Mayweather, boxing equipment, because the only thing they got is Everlast and all that, and Everlast is fading. Like I said, you could have did that and draped the colors in red, white, and blue. You know, people love that. Or red, blue, and yellow. Red, blue, and yellow, something colorful. Mayweather. But again, I digress. But this is what I say to you all. You know, this is what I say to you all. That's how you start to transfer money into power, because it has more meaning when you could do that, when you could put your people in a position of power. Like I gave you this analogy one time of Calvin Klein. Right? Calvin Klein, when he was having money problems with Calvin Klein, his corporation, a clothing company, and he was about to hit bankruptcy. And you know, Calvin Klein, being a Jew, right? A fellow Jew by the name of David Geffen bailed him out. He's like, yo, just give it to me when you get it. David Geffen, a billionaire. I guess Calvin was only a millionaire at the time. He had the money like that, David Geffen. He bailed him out. Two fellow Jews. They do that for each other. They look out for each other. He paid him back. He said, get your house in order. You pay me back when you get your house in order. And he did that. They'll do that because they realize if I let him go down, then that, you know, because they proud when they can walk down the street and see Calvin Klein, they know that's a fellow Jew. That's one of their peoples up there. They proud of that. You see, that Calvin Klein is a Jew, fellow Jew whose clothes, he's an American icon when it comes to clothing and stuff. As far as that go, you think they want to see that go down? You think they want to see that go down? They don't want to see that go down. They want Calvin Klein to keep going. They want Ralph Lauren to keep going. They want all of them ones, they fellow Jewish brothers to keep going, and they sisters. They want them to keep going. Donna Karen. They want them to keep going. You see, they're gonna help each other out. Ain't nothing wrong with it, because they know intrinsically that when people see those names up, when people see those brands up, they associate them with power. Oh, those people are, you know, that's this, they up that. You know what I'm saying? It puts them in mind frame of power. People in their name, like I said, you love seeing that. When I started up Unlimited, my mindset was, you know, I wasn't thinking when I started Unlimited and put out Hurt, I wasn't thinking, oh, I want to be a millionaire and I'm going to get Unlimited Epics and have a bunch of characters on the level of Marvel and do this and this. That wasn't my mindset. That wasn't why I started Unlimited Epics. That wasn't why I wanted to push Hurt and all my other characters I got coming. That's not why. My mindset was, what turned me on about it was, oh, I can't wait till little bronze boys are sitting up here reading these books and whatnot, like how we grew up, how we had to grow up on Superman and 4 white characters and whatnot, and maybe might get a Black Panther here and there. No, I want them to look at Hurt and grow up and be inspired to do something on their own and create another image on their own and do something more. so they could look at themselves with self-esteem when they be collecting these hurt books 20 years down the line. That's why I do it. So that my sons, my daughters, their sons and their daughters can have a hurt book in their hand. No, that came from their grandfather. Bronze men, bronze women can stand on their own as superheroes and sheroes and look powerful and whatnot, and that's something, gives them something to aspire to. That's why little white Jewish boys could look at Superman, Kal-El. You know, their parents are, oh, that's Kal-El was a Jewish superhero that came to Earth. He's really Jewish, son. Or Thor, he's a white boy who came from Asgard and whatnot, and this, that, and the third. That's what they got to look forward to. That's their story. Where's ours? That's what inspired me to do that. Not because I wanted to make a lot of money and whatnot. That's going to come. Naturel, I started Naturel because I wanted, what turned me on was seeing bronze women, beautiful bronze women from all over, and women just in general, looking at beautiful bronze women in high high-class magazines, like you would be looking at a Vogue magazine. I didn't like seeing black women, so-called bronze women, being portrayed as black women, second class to white women in those magazines. When you have clearly beautiful bronze women who were not being portrayed in their natural beautiful selves. I wanted to see little bronze girls being able to open up a Naturel magazine and aspire to see themselves as beautiful. That's what turned me on about wanting to do that. Not no money. The money's going to come. Do you see where I'm going with this? That's why. It was never about money. I didn't start Underlord because I wanted to make a bunch of money off of hoodies and shirts no. I wanted to see young boys and young girls when they wear Underlord and She-Lord, like the same way young white kids wear Abercrombie Fitch or damn whatever else they wear. I want to see them with an Underlord or a She-Lord on so that they know, oh, okay, you know what? That was started by a bronze man. Yo, this is a bronze label right here. Bronze label. This right here. This is, this is a bronze man doing this thing. Or they wearing something that they could look back to and see images, young, beautiful bronze men and bronze women, young boys and girls wearing the Underlord and She-Lord so they could be inspired. That's why I did it. It was never about the money. So I was willing to put out stuff and just sit on stuff and wait until the ideas evolve as we grow. Because it has to start somewhere. That's my way of thinking. That's how real businessmen think. See, businessmen think about the dollar second. They think about the impact first. They think about the impact. I am a real businessman. I think about the impact before the dollar. How is this going to impact people mentally? Way before I think about the money. See, because people who think about money, people who still view money and a material mindset, those are the people who are always afraid about going broke. Because going broke in their mind is always around the corner. And you know what? It is. It is. It's always around the corner. Going broke is always around the corner for the person who only thinks of money as a material thing. They ain't trying to build nothing. They ain't not trying to build no legacy. They mindset, it's just a nigga trying to get some money. That's all. And you'll do anything for it. Anything. You see? It amounts to nothing. When you just view money as a material or as it just equal in material, it amounts to nothing. It never does. It equals up to nothing. Even the people who will do anything just to get money, just to get material things in their life. Even those kind of people. You really think they happy? You really think they happy? They'll tell you they happy. They'll tell you, but they're not. They're not really happy. I can prove that to you. That these people who have accumulated all this money and who have not learned to transfer it into power, they have not learned to utilize it to bring power to themselves, real power, or to their people, I'll prove to you that they really don't like their lives. When we come back, you know, these people who have money, they have this mindset that over time, how they get money, how they make money, like I said, they always end up becoming bored with their lives. You ever notice that with these people? When they make this money, right, like I said, it could be athletes, whatever. When they make that, one-time fee or whatever because they chose to chase the money and not the real inspiration beyond the money. They chose to chase money. When you choose to chase money for material possessions, you are choosing to chase the bag, as they say, without any real inspiration ahead of it. In other words, something that's beyond just money. Why you want to achieve a certain level of success and fame and whatnot. Because a lot of y'all just want to, achieve whatever. You don't even really care about the success and whatever the case. Because success to y'all equals money, and money equals material. So that's not even real. When these people get all these materials, I'm going to prove to you that they're not really happy. They get all these material and things like that. They done went on all these trips, did all this stuff over and over and over again. They become bored with their life. They feel unfulfilled with their life. These people know that over time they've done nothing but accumulate fake people around them who only being nice to them because they got money. They know they don't know who's real in their life, who care about them, who's really with them, whatever the case may be. They can't trust nobody. Nobody. Who's scheming on them. This is what they got to always worry about. Who's robbing them. You see, because of course, they always worried about getting robbed and whatnot because these people, they beholden to whoever writing them a damn check. They ain't take no time to figure out what's going on with my money. They got these business managers like Oprah Winfrey. She had this business manager. She said she had to start learning how to sign her own checks because he was a business manager, whatever. Basically, her Jewish handler. 9 times out of 10, her Zion, a Jewish handler, done robbed her for $3 million. They do that. They dip in their pocket, get their money. They figure these niggas are dumb. You understand? They dip in their pocket. They always getting ripped off by somebody. You see? These people, they know they're going to be distracted. They got money coming in. They ain't doing nothing other than asking their accountant, how much money they got in the account? Yo, you good, you got a lot of money. You got a lot of, okay. And meanwhile, he's stealing out of the account. And they got to always worry about that. Because they have done nothing to empower themselves or their people to start something, create something where that money can go so it can continuously grow. So it's continuously doing something, producing something. You just getting the money and you paying people and you just putting the money into material. You're not thinking about producing something that's going to continuously grow. See, that's the mind of a true person, a fourth dimensional thinker who knows how to transfer money into power. They know how to transfer it into power. It gets people moving, gets people in motion. You see, that's what it does. The guy, a good example is this guy, the father who got the 3 sons in the NBA. Well, 2 of them, like that guy was Alonzo Ball. The guy Alonzo Ball is another good example. Here it is. He took his sons, he got down, I guess, where his sons put their money to it too, and they started the Big Baller brand, right? Big Baller brand, where they took the family money and got invested in basketball, sneakers and hats, things like that. I mean, and it's a pretty nice brand, and I get where he was going with that, because he wanted to make an impression on a mark on sneakers and things like that. That's good. His sons play basketball. You see, he had the right idea. But like I said, his son ain't that great to be doing that. And they should have been trying to get, should be scouting out other players to wear the stuff when they come out of college. Right? This is what they should be doing. I mean, his son's okay from what I hear. I don't follow basketball like that. But he's not, up there like a LeBron James. At least I don't think so. So, unless you're going to get somebody like that, and then you competing with something like Nike. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know where you gotta know where to get in and elevate yourself to another level. Unless you're gonna make something that's above Nike, which I'm seeing these sneakers not. You know what I'm saying? Simply because Nike got the bigger budget and they keep putting out all kinds of sporting sneakers. So again, you gotta know where you get in to make your mark. But the brother had the right idea. He had the right idea. Like I said when I said the thing about Floyd Mayweather, there's a market for boxing equipment. Everlast is played out. He should have his whole Mayweather boxing equipment and MMA gear. You see? Robes, all kind of stuff. I just gave it as an example. You get people to move it. See, that's the other part of where it says money and power. See, because money on the other side of the transfer is power. And that means motion, movement, getting people moving. You see? You see? Oh, yeah, okay, he started his own league. That's good. Like when John H. Johnson, like I said, the idea is, like I said, it's always about impression. A person who's a high-level thinker, one who thinks beyond just money, right? They are people who deal with visions and dreams and, how to, of what they want to do and how it's going to touch many people. Once you think like that, you're already wealthy. It's just only a small thing to end up getting the money. Then when you get your money, then you can start doing these things. You can start putting these things in effect, the things you wanted to always do. You see? You can start putting these things into effect. And these things will start touching people, man. Because people are either going to wear your stuff, they're going to work for you, work with you, all this stuff. People are going to do it. People are going to be touched by that. And even more so when they see bronze men and bronze women doing it. But even whoever your people, whatever you're going to do, I don't care what race you are, whatever you do that's going to touch the world, it's going to touch the world, man. And again, you touching the world, and it's not even about money. It's about the idea. You see, the idea has to turn you on, man. The idea has to turn you on. Transferring that idea into power where it touches people, that's the power of money. You see, that's the power of money. The billionaires like Rockefeller and them figured that out. Why do you think Rockefeller and them gave away so much money? They gave away money to start their own libraries, the philanthropic, Rockefeller philanthropic thing, and they put their names on stuff. Rockefeller University, Rockefeller Center, right? In the Rothschild, I think they got a Rothschild Museum, Rothschild. They put their names on stuff because they want to be remembered. They want to be remembered for championing certain things in society. They want their names remembered because it wasn't about just money with them. You see, money was used as a form of control over people, putting people in service, work. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Changing the motion and the movement of the people through their business practices. You see? So it's about more than just money with them. It's about control with these people. How they control the movement of society. The same way the game of chess is where you're moving the pawns on the board. It was about control of people. You see? That's what that's about. How you touch people with what you utilize and make things, well, just like the guy Stan Lee. When Stan Lee made Marvel Comics, when he set up all them characters, at Marvel, he wasn't just making characters and writing stories to make himself a millionaire. He was writing characters and writing stories and whatnot that was going to touch generations to come, man. And he became a millionaire in the process. That's all going to happen. You want your name and the things that you created, the thing that you're known for, to touch others. You want to bring people together under your name in alignment with what you're doing as a collective, something that's worthwhile. That's what you want to do. That's how you leave a mark on life, a legacy in life. You see, or be a part of something like that. You see, Elijah Muhammad made stars, man, based on who he was and whatnot. He made stars. Malcolm X, Minister Farrakhan, he made Muhammad Ali. He made stars, man. That's why you got these old timers. That's why they still want to be associated with the message, because the messenger was a star. Whether people like it or not, or want to use that terminology, but he was. Man shined bright, and he raised other stars up. Khalid Muhammad, all them guys come from Elijah. And I say come from Elijah, I don't say Fard, because Fard ain't nothing but a picture, but a painting on the goddamn wall, man. A picture on the wall for you guys, man. I'm going to break that down one day, but y'all might not like what I say about that. But like I said, Fard ain't nothing but a picture on the damn wall, man. Elijah was live and in color. You see? He was live and in color, and living color. He wasn't no black and white picture on the damn wall. You see? So, again, when you see something like this, you see a person like the Messenger and like Barry Gordy and like Dr. York and other people who are able to take money and transfer it into power to their people. Right? Like I said, it's a slow process, but it's an ongoing and continuous process, and people will be touched by it and around it. Like I said, all the companies I'm starting, the businesses I'm starting up and whatnot, the clothing, the sneakers, the epic books and whatnot, the magazine, all these are meant to touch people in the future, man. I want bronze men and women working for the company, working for what we doing and whatnot. People in the Republic being employed, people being shareholders, all this stuff I'm seeing, man. People spawning off other businesses and whatnot and alignment with the community. This is what I'm seeing. This is like I said, this is what gets done. You have to start somewhere. We have to be known for something. You see? And anybody who ain't down for that, they don't need to be part of the community. That means you think like a black person. Why you say when I say dues and we pay dues in the Republic and whatnot, that's to get the money going. That's to get the money flowing. That's all. That's to get the money flowing. You see, because that money goes out into all the things I'm doing. That's going to benefit everybody, not just me. My mind, trust me, my answer is not just money. Trust me, it ain't at all. I want to inspire my people in this community first and foremost, and the ones who are going to come in here and whatnot. And if it trickles out into the outside, so be it. But I want people who are firmly in alignment with this community and business so we grow collectively as a family. Money's secondary, man. We're going to get that regardless. We're going to get that as a family, regardless. Whatever we doing, we always going to be bigger than money. This ain't about money. It's about power, man. About extending ourselves. And you extend yourself, like I said, you extend that vessel, brain that vessel and the money's the fuel in which to do it. Money's the fuel. But it ain't the fuel. The fuel ain't why we driving the car. We driving the car to get it to the next place, the greater place, man. The greater space of who we are. The greater body of who we are. That's the whole purpose of life, to get to this next level. Money's just like some gas in the car, man. That's gas, man. That's fuel, man. That's all. We ain't living for the fuel. Right? We ain't living for the fuel. We living for the move. We living for the move, not the fuel. We can pick up fuel anywhere. Get money anywhere. We got to load the car up, man, and get it moving to the next point. And see, again, when black people don't get this, that's why I said mental like ain't for black people. Black people don't think this way. Black people don't think this way. Black people only think about what I'm going to get for myself. Yeah, well, I hear all that. What I'm going to get for myself and how I'm going to get money for myself. And myself, and my kids and myself and myself. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you're going to find yourself by yourself. You see, you don't think community's necessary. I ain't being in no community where I got to be paying some dues and this, that, and the third. But you got no problem handing your money over to the white man for nothing. No problem. Without even thinking. And he takes your money and contributes to his community. He contributes to his community. You see, it's always going to go to his community. He don't think, how am I going to keep this money for myself? No, he thinks about his community. Because you got to ask yourself, there got to be something sick in the minds of people who only live to make money to consume. I mean, like, how many goddamn cars do you have to have? How many houses can you buy? How many? Because how many yachts could you buy? How many private planes can you buy, man? You done bought all that stuff, and you still got this money coming in. You're still finding ridiculous things to do with your money, and you're not doing anything to get people moving, get people inspired, start something up. Are you serious? You see? Are you serious? You know what I mean? Like Oprah Winfrey and all these other people. Bill Cosby's another one. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Bill Cosby, you made over $400 million, $500 million, and you did nothing other than do TV shows. Your names are supposed to be on comedy clubs. It's supposed to be Cosby's comedy clubs everywhere. It's supposed to be, it's something, where your family is known for, and putting so-called black people, bronze people, in working positions and whatnot. I don't know what it is. Something you could have started, some form of, a newspaper. If you could have started your own newspaper. You could have started your own online media company, with Netflix. Bill Cosby could have did all kinds of things and put bronze people in power and seats a position at his network, at his what's the name? All kinds of things he could have did. So when they come into Bill Cosby like that and try to take down a person who is not just he's not just a Hollywood comedian. He is an established and reputable businessman. And God damn it, if you coming at him, you coming at a whole bunch of people that this man helped out. You better think again. You see. You better think again. That man that got a whole bunch of bronze lawyers, attorneys, people in other business sectors and whatnot. He got his hand in all kinds of stuff like that. It'd be a damn mutiny out. He got millions of people that like hundreds of thousands of people he unemployed in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be a damn mutiny out that courtroom. He go to jail. You see what I'm saying? Because they know. Why you think they never put Elijah Muhammad after Elijah Muhammad went to jail one time in the early beginnings of the Nation of Islam in 4 years. After that, notice Elijah Muhammad never went to jail again. He never saw the inside of a prison cell. Do you know why they didn't do that? You know why they didn't do that? He didn't see another side. He went in the beginning of the Nation of Islam and whatnot. He didn't see another prison cell ever again. You know why? The government was not going to lock up Elijah Muhammad. He had too much impact and appeal. It would have been some shit out here if they would have tried to lock Elijah Muhammad up. He had die-hard followers that would kill anything and would go through fire, and they knew it. They knew it, and not just the members, the sympathizers. That would have been a race war. To lock up that old man. It ain't like Dr. York. Dr. York never had the numbers like that. He didn't have the number. I'm going to be honest. He didn't have the numbers like Elijah Muhammad had. But I'm saying this is what happens when you empower community and you build community. Because now Bill Cosby's a community leader. Bill Cosby would have been a community leader. You would have brought business there. You would have brought film schools into the neighborhoods of Philadelphia. You would have brought film schools there. Bill Cosby film school for underprivileged young black children to learn how to make movies and run cameras and things like that. See, that's what you do, nigga, when you turn money into power. That's what you do, nigga. There's no Bill Cosby Film Academy, and not one in Philadelphia, New York, down south, where black men could learn how to not just get in front of the camera, but learn how to run cameras, operate lights, do all the things that white boys do in Hollywood to make money that they won't let niggas in those unions. Bill Cosby could have did that. Nothing, right, nigga? But a book on how niggas need to stop. What he said, when he talking about black people he come to the hood. Black people need to stop doing this, and black people need to stop doing that. Nigga, you need to stop giving $20 million to a bunch of boule ass niggas in them black colleges because they turned their back on you. That's not how you build a community, nigga. You chose to build a community with the wrong people, dummy. Dumbass, they didn't come to your... Where was them people that you gave $20 million to in front of the courthouse? They act like they don't know you. What? You didn't think like that. The people that made you famous, Bill Cosby, was the run-of-the-mill everyday black people that made you famous. Not them niggas in the black college. Not them ass-kissing boule niggas. They ain't make you famous. It was the regular everyday black people that made you famous. You see? That loved Fat Albert and all that stuff coming up. That loved the Cosby shows and everything you did, Little Bill and all that. The regular everyday black people loved you, man. So you could have gave back. You could have been like, you know what? It's gonna be a Bill Cosby film school here in Philadelphia. We're gonna have top of line. We're gonna have the children doing film, showing them how to make film. You know, and like I said, we're gonna have a small, modest fee for them to come in, nothing expensive. And you could have charged them because you don't let them go for free. Let the little niggas work in the school. Let them just go their little job, their little hustle. They pay to go to film school, man. Something light, man. That's how you get them started. No, y'all gonna learn how to run cameras and whatnot. You gonna learn how to block off this. Do you just that alone? And had your Cosby film school sweatshirts and hoodies. People would have been coming from all over to go to that school and pay. Directors and whatnot, all of that. Then you could have did an acting school. All the things you could have did with that money. Nigga, you would have had them young girls in the damn acting school giving you some action for free. On the low, you had to pay, but you fall off for free instead of getting locked up for some man-looking mulatto chicks. Damn, nigga. But I'm just saying, when you do stuff like that, when you think like that, when you move like that, when you move like a visionary, one who knows how to transfer money into power, when you move like a visionary, that's how you make moves like that. They could have never took Bill Cosby down if he did all that. I bet you on everything I love, they would have never locked up Bill Cosby. Or he would have they would have did to Bill Cosby, let's just say, most people would have got some house arrest and they would have tried to just crap on his name. But locking him up and humiliating him like that, you know why Bill Cosby was alone and had to go through that? Because all Bill Cosby thought about was Bill Cosby. That's the moral to that nigga story. All Bill Cosby thought about was turning money into material. That's all Bill Cosby thought about. It is that he ain't turned into, I hear they said Bill Cosby did a lot for people and this, that, and that. Nah, nigga, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did a lot for the wrong people, for the wrong reasons. You know, nigga, just because you got your doctorate and you wanted to be up amongst these bourgeoisie boule niggas, you see where it got you. You see where it got you. Answer nowhere. You see, that's what happens when you try to buy acceptance from the white man and all these other people and whatnot. And like I said, everything he did could have been done at home. At home. You involve yourself with and get amongst people, because he had that mindset hanging around with Hugh Hefner and all them. You know, like I said, he liked the idea that he wanted to be down. He had the I want to be down spirit with the so-called white man. And them boule niggas, those regular niggas who made him famous was beneath him. And all kind of things he could have did. All kind of things he could have did within the so-called black community that he was talking about that could have unified people around him. Just in media. I bet Bill Cosby, hopefully you can hear this and maybe you might think on it. You know, you may think on it, but I'm going to take a little brief break. We'll be right back. I'm going to say something right now, show you how niggas are, right? Now, here it is. These basketball players, they could start their own damn league that ain't got nothing to do with the NBA. They could start their own league. And I got an idea what the league would be about. I'm not even going to say it because I might even start it. And I'm pretty sure nobody thought about this. I'm going to keep it quiet because I might want to do this later on down the line. I'm not even going to get this answer out. But they could have started a league. That's all I'm going to say. And it would have been easy to start that. And they could have made a lot more money doing that than dealing with the NBA. Because they could have did that as a secondary thing, put their money together and started, all got together and started their own league and been owners of all the teams. You see, and people would have been more apt to get down with them and sponsor and want to see their games because of the aspect that's going to be thrown in, that this is real basketball from real basketball players producing their own league. I'm not even going to say what the league could be based on. I'm going to just leave it alone. I'm going to keep this idea. But just off of their thing, I'm getting ideas. And being that they were basketball players, that means they could put people to work making the uniforms. Nike ain't gonna make the uniforms. My company over here, Lago Ball Company, gonna make the uniforms. We're gonna do this. They gonna make the sneakers for the thing. So then people want to see that. They're gonna want to come to the games and whatnot, and then they're gonna want to wear the sneakers. See how you start building up a system and you start putting your people in place to make money. You see? You see what I'm saying? That's how you transfer that into. That's when you start transferring it into power. You know what I'm saying? That's how you start doing it. You see, that's when you start transferring money into power. Start doing that. You start transferring it into power that way. It's all about how you promote something. You see, all kinds of ways and things you can make money at things, you know what I'm saying? But you got to find what your passion is. The money can't be just get your passion. See, because money without inspiration, or trying to get money without inspiration because you attracted to material lifestyle, it always gets you one or two places, dead or in jail. Because a lot of guys who want money, who want to sell drugs, who want to hustle, want to trap, and all that, they was only trying to chase material possession. Why? Because a lot of you guys that chase money for material, you got the spirit of a woman on you, a spirit of a female on you. A lot of you guys that gotta have money because you want material things and whatnot, you got the spirit of females on you, man. Real men are not supposed to be like that. Real men are supposed to want to make a mark for themselves in a business that they desire to do, something that's going to put a lot of people alignment or law and a certain law. Basically make your mark in some kind of business, something you start, and then the money's going to come. That's the mindset should be, I just want to do this because I want to get money. That should never be your mindset. It should be a passion for it, and to know that what you're going to do is going to touch others. Bring things out, even if it makes you start your own firm to put people to work or get people, directing people, getting people in positions of power. That's how you do, man. Get their minds working. That's how you do. But when your mind is not like that, when your mind is, I just want to get money so I can floss and flash, like this guy Damon Dash, for all the talk these niggas did, it's Rockefeller this and Rockefeller that, and you guys at best, they was nothing but front men for these Jews who put money behind they little clothing thing, front money, and these Jews and these other white Arab businessmen who put money behind these niggas and they little clothing lines because they got the hookups in China to make that stuff, and when it don't cost them next to nothing, that's just a little quick short-term investment. They get their money off of that, and then they kill the idea over time. You see, they was giving these guys, just like they give these niggas label deals with the record label, give them niggas label deals, let them make a little bit of money, but the label making the majority, the bulk of the money. That's why they gave them label deals, because they never wanted to see a Berry Gordy happen again. They damn sure never wanted to see that happen again. That's why they started giving these Negroes label deals, because they wanted to make sure that record money stayed within that little Jewish cabal. They wanted to make sure it stayed within there. So they made sure they gave niggas record labels, and because they didn't want to see another bronze record label like Motown come up again. They didn't want to see that happen, because Berry Gordy was a genius with it. He put people in positions of power in Motown and what he was doing. So he had the right idea. He had the bright idea, because he started off as a songwriter. A man who knew how to arrange and write songs, but he didn't know how to play no instruments, and he was passionate about music. He took that passion for music, and he wasn't, oh, I'm just trying to get money. I just want to get money. He wasn't like that. He was passionate about the music, man. He was passionate about the damn music. And money came second. The man was passionate about the music, man. He realized that he was the architect. He was becoming the architect for a whole new era of sound, man. He was becoming the architect of that. He was the sound of the 60s, man. The sound of change, the sound of revolution. The white people started that counterculture, that whole hippie movement. That was Motown, man. The civil rights. That man was the architect for a whole nother era of sound. People don't realize how great Berry Gordy was, man. You see? That was a master right there, man. That was the one who transferred money. He transferred the money into power, man. He changed the way people are presented in the music industry forever. He made Diana Ross and all them people stars and put black, white, and everything in between forever. He altered people's thinking forever just by what he did. And he made a lot of money on the path of doing it. And that man, like I said, I guess he coming into his 90s soon. He playing tennis and everything. They say he's still sharp mentally playing tennis. I can't even play tennis. Man playing tennis. Damn near 90. That's power. That's power. That is power. And that's how you transfer money into power. Because when you are a person who's ready to put your money where your mouth is, where you're a person ready to put your money where your movement is, then you're going to grow. You're going to become wealthy. You see? Don't think that wealthy means, oh, you got all this, you got billions of dollars and whatever the case. That don't mean wealthy, man. It's rich, of course, but it's not wealthy. You see? Wealth comes from the wealth of ideas you have where you can continuously produce money. That's the true wealth. Riches come and go. A lot of broke people who was chasing money for material with no ideas in sight, who made millions and millions and millions of dollars, but they sitting in the penitentiary now or laying in a damn, stretched out in a damn casket somewhere. That's madness. And it's nothing but chaos and confusion. So let me go ahead and read this question before we get out of here. Why does money equal material in the three-dimensional world and transfer in the fourth dimension? Because again, money in the mindset of three-dimensional people, all they can see is how to get money and spend it. That's their mindset with money. Nowhere does it register what can we collectively do with this money together. That never registers with them. Never registers. Money does not bring people together. It's supposed to, when you, as people getting money and they really want to come together, but with black people, it pulls them apart. Money pulls them apart. Don't bring them together, it pulls them apart. There's no unity there. It's supposed to work the opposite. The unity got to be there mentally in the mind before you start talking about pulling people together, getting money together. And it's supposed to transfer into power, because once you realize that in the three-dimensional realm, all you got is your people and the people who are of you and the people who are mentally like you, and you need a collective body of people to sustain power, then you think about that power and how you make your people powerful by forming that community collectively and bringing in, collectively money together and growing the community that way. But the people have to be on the same mind frame. They have to be in the mindset of not looking at money as material. Because if you look at money as material, then you like I said, you're definitely not going to be a person who's part of a community. If you are materialistic, you can't be part of a community. Because $144 is going to always bother you some way, shape, or form. Because you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not getting no clothes for what I'm giving $144. I'm not getting no this for that. I should be getting this, some material, some clothes, something. Nothing. That's nothing. But in your mind, it's something. Material. What does it transfer to? Real money is supposed to transfer to power. The power to unify your people and to bring new thoughts to unify and strengthen them in a force of mental movement. produce something in the next generation, to start a regeneration. Again, you do that with money, man. Tool is money. Money is not the key. Money is the tool, not the key. When does it start to transfer? As soon as the people are in alignment and no longer thinking about it as material. As long as we start thinking about it, we pulling it collectively, we giving it to who we have to give it toward freely like that. We ain't tripping over the money. We ain't sit up here stressing over no money. We ain't doing that. We're utilizing it as a tool for what it needs to be utilized for. That's it. Do most people realize that their money is supposed to transfer? No. But their money end up transferring for other races of people, for the Jews and everybody else. That's what their money transfers to. Never to them. Who transferred the money? The intelligent ones do. The intelligent ones do. And Amen puts it in your head to really transfer money like that, spread it amongst your people, collectively, over time, continuously. And that's it. We're going to close out in the name of Amen, by the power of Amen. And Amen we trust, and Amen we think, and in Amen we continue forward forever. I am the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This has been Mentellect Radio. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night at 10. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the bright race. If there's hell, then there's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities